want to die, I will have to medicate that child in order to treat him. And as I treat him, create the positive coping skills, we work away from the pills. So yes and no, if I answer the question. But it depends on the problem. If the problem is severe, no. But if the problem is minor, yes.
Okay, so I'm just struggling a little bit with the 3-week thing and the chemical imbalance, and that's, I think I heard you say that's what causes homosexuality.
No, that's what one research has said. Research is not really being produced because now they deem it to be a natural behavior, so there's no research. I just gave you one area of research of what they said.
Okay, I thought you agreed with that, so.
No.
Because I have a lot of, I have friends who have children who are homosexual, and obviously I have teenagers, and so it's rampant amongst their friends and, coaches and different things like that. But what I tell my children is, from a biblical standpoint, I do agree that there are all types of things that the church over demonizes, and homosexuality is one of them. But I think as Christians, we also have to recognize that the root of a lot of this stuff is demonic. And so to then say you cannot call out what's actually there, now the parent might not be able to do that. I think the parent can do that in their prayer room, get you in the corner somewhere with some people and pray over your child and cast stuff out, all that stuff, but just kind of to your child, that's the demon, all that stuff. I think that would push them further into that field. But I always tell my kids, when you want to know if something is of God, God always, whatever God produces, He gives the ability to reproduce. And homosexuality cannot reproduce anything.
And I understand all of that. It's just, this is the thing, my sister. If you're talking to a child, or you're talking to a computer that does not have a lot of software, okay? You develop, you have all access. God has given you all access to your brain because of your human growth and development. When a child is 12, the brain is still developing.
Which is why the parent needs to help the child. The same way, this is why I disagree, and I want to respect
Okay, what do you disagree with, my sister?
I agree with that we have to buy the fact that our kids can believe in, that homosexuality is okay. The world has an agenda to convince them that it's normal, that it's typical, that it's standard.
That's not what I'm saying.
And even saying it's a chemical imbalance, that may be true. But I think that, just like if you had a child that wanted to kill somebody, you're not going to tell them, that you have a chemical imbalance, let's work. You're going to speak the truth of the word to them, right?
What word?
The word of God.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is this. As a clinician that treats 5 all the way up to 93, everybody's brain development is different. You can come with a very educated brain. That means you're operating from your frontal lobe, very rational and logical. But what if I'm primitive? Primitive meaning I'm instinctive and emotional. So what I'm saying to you, a lot of times you may see homosexuality, but you got to see the underlying factors that's causing them to be so hypersexual. And that's the problem. Because here in Texas, there's more AIDS, herpes than any other state. But don't you know the number one killer from 13 to 24 among our young people is AIDS? HIV is killing our kids. And let me tell you about HIV now. They have a medicine that causes it not to turn into AIDS, but they still have HIV. Majority of our young people are walking around with herpes. What I'm saying to you, I agree that it's not of God. I agree that when you flow in perversion, it is demonically attributed. But what I'm saying is the methodology of what I've been exposed to in my 46 years is not working. And the church got to come together and come up with a plan. Get the doctors, get the therapists, get all our minds together. And we got to do the research ourselves. Because even in the Bible, there's a lot of people who had a lot of extremes. But you can't just come with one formula to deliver it.
I'm not disagreeing with that. And I'm not disagreeing with that. You do need, it's multi-layered and you need to address it on different layers. But I'm saying to take out the spiritual element and saying, well, you can't just over-demonize it, or you can't just give it the word. I don't think you can do
Now,
that.
I am spiritual. I'm a spiritual being, and I live in the body, and I have a soul. Only thing I'm saying, as a clinician, if a child who's battling with homosexuality come in my room, if they want to die, I can't build the insurance and say that's a demon. You know, I have to do the right pose. The child is suffering from MDD, major depression is for. Why does the child want to die? And then when I understand why the child want to die, they say, I've been helping these homosexual thoughts. And when I go to my mom or my dad, they would tell me I have a demon. And I don't understand, 12, 13 years old, why would God give me a demon? And then remember, the first human connection is not love, it's trust.
I don't agree with that either. So I'll just give you past that, because how can the first connection be trust if God is love and we're created in God's image? So it has to be love. You can't trust somebody you don't love.
My sister, it's human nature, then it's God nature. You have to be able to trust. Even in salvation, it's biblical. Confess with your mouth and believe in your heart. Trust God. And when you trust God, you'll find out how much He loves you. That's the same order as a child. If a child don't trust you, they're not going to love you. But I respect you, my sister. Let me hear you say, I am not my emotions. That's why I've got you saying it, because I know emotionally it's going to feel different. But you got to know 30 years. I've been trying to keep young people from dying.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all come next up. You got the tallest sizes.
You got to talk up loud.
Okay, I recently found out that my 12-year-old daughter was exposed to pornography at 11, and I only found out
And how was she exposed?
on the phone. On the phone. Okay, and I only found out because I go through her phone, look at text messages.
And that's a good thing.
Certain things, you know, social media, using real good. I still try it. I did stumble upon an inbox conversation with this girl that have all of a sudden become her best friend, like towards the end of the school year. Anyway, that's how I found out that she had been exposed to and my question is, I'm struggling with how do I help her to unsee what she's seeing?
And that's one of the most powerful questions. Let me hear you say, I am not my memories.
I am not my memories.
Well, guess what? Once you record something in your brain, you cannot unrecord it. So what she's saying is, my baby saw something too early.
Right.
She's already primitive. Primitive meaning you're already instinctive and emotional driven. And that's why we got to train them to be more frontal lobe logical. When the Bible says be transformed by the renewing of your mind, it is saying operate more in your frontal lobe. This is where your rationalization is. So what you're saying at the age of 11, my primitive child saw something demonic and primitive. How do I deal with it? Only thing I can say to you is this. Take that phone away from her. Take technology away from her. Because we got iPhones, iPads, iPods, but our kids don't have identity. Somehow there is a grief on that line. Is the child a part of a broken family?
No, however,
So there's no divorce, no separation.
there was a separation.
So that's a broken family. And what I'm saying is this, listen to me. 100% of all extreme is because we're not dealing with grief. What C? I can't hear you. And what type of hormone is that? And if you are drowning in C, you're going to run to D. And what is D? And what is dopamine? Somehow that baby is grieving, honey. And she got peers who saying, man, you need to go look at some porn. Because when you look at porn, don't you know it communicates to your brain something powerful, It's a powerful release. How you heal her, you gotta tap her into another powerful release. You gotta tap her into her qualities, her gifts. And if it doesn't work, you come and see me.
That's what I did. I'm taking all technology. My husband just took, she has a smart TV, he took it out.
But you gotta forgive yourself, because you grieving. Right? Say it is not my fault. And how can you help somebody through grief when you're grieving? Say it is not my fault. Say these words. God, teach me how to be a healer and not a fixer. You heal people through the words of God, but you fix people through your own human nature. It's not your fault, honey. Y'all give her a hand, please. Say it again. I am not my emotions.
I am not my emotions.
Yes, ma'am.
How can the child or parent increase the level of trust if there is love?
Say that again.
How can the child or parent increase the level of trust so there is love?
Okay, go. We have 5 senses. You have the ability to see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. Your senses are neurotransmitters to your brain. If I had one arm, 9 out of 10, what you see, your brain will be like, what happened to that man? Right? If I just fell on the ground, what you see, your brain is always receiving chemicals based off of your senses. So, trust is first established by a child's senses. The child is too undeveloped to understand love. Love is rational. A lot of adults still don't understand love. We don't know the difference between love and codependency. That's why out of 100% of people who get married, 50% end up in a divorce. And the other 50%, 25% are roommates. So love can be complicated. But trust is simple. Trust is based off what you see. And if you see, you create neurotransmitters. Trust is based on what you hear. So how do we establish trust, honey? Make sure you display consistent behavior pertaining to that person's senses. Because once a child's trust is broken, you can rebuild it through consistency. Repeat after me if you don't mind. Trust is inconsistent behavior. And trust can be broken. And if I break a leg, I gotta go to the doctor and they gotta reset my leg. Then they give my leg time to heal. When trust is broken, you gotta reset the patterns and create the same thing. The same, a better behavior. When a man cheats on a woman and they come to me and they say, well, I don't want to get a divorce. Well, I have to tell that man, don't do that anymore. And once years go by and that's not done, trust is reestablished. Trust is consistent behavior. This is why God tells us to trust in Him. He said trust in Him, faith. Trust is based on what we see God do. And faith is based on what we can't see. But thank God He showed us what He can do. Okay? Trust in the Lord in all our heart and lean not to thy, now I feel like a preacher, lean not to thy own understanding. I know He can heal. He healed my wife. My wife could have had cancer. He healed my mother. So if something is wrong with me, even if He don't give me the answers, based on what I've seen God do, I know He can do it again. So trust is the foundation of love. Trust is the oxygen of love. And when people start breaking up, the number one thing people come to me with, I don't trust them.
No.
Sorry, y'all preach out now.
My question is, we're raising our granddaughter, and she's 16, and we've been with her ever since she was delivered in delivery room. But
So,
she's breathing.
These are great parents.
Yes.
Grandparents raising a child. Okay? Where's the parents? We don't know. But what's happening in that child's brain? Dopamine or cortisol? Look it up when you leave. You can Google everything I'm saying. So there's a lot of cortisol.
Yeah.
What's the question, honey?
She's grieving and we know that she are, and we don't know how to.
And you know why? Because you're grieving too. How long you been grieving, Mama? Come on, talk in the mic. It's okay, listen.
When she turned 13, like you said,
That's right.
and she listened to all her other friends, and they talked about her parents, their parents. And she had the desire. She sees her mom, but her mom don't give her what she needs.
The
And
question
she really
is,
don't know.
how long have you been grieving?
Well, since she started.
You've been grieving, right?
Yeah, when I started noticing it.
So how are you dealing with your grief?
I'm praying about it and I'm trying to tell her.
I'm trying to fix her. Say it.
I'm trying to fix her.
So you need help, Mama. You need to know how to effectively grieve effectively for yourself. Even Jesus wept.
Amen.
So Jesus knew how to grieve. Even on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. He said, I'm thirst. Grieving is being vulnerable with sin. I have a human nature. I don't have to be a superhero. Listen, God never ordained superhero, but he did ordain you to be supernatural. Supernatural is saying, I'm not going to drown in the water, but with Jesus, I'll walk on the water. But before you become a water walker, you got to learn how to trust Jesus.
Yeah.
My sister, you are grieving and you've been grieving for a long time. You're grieving over that girl's parents. And you've been hurting. And let me tell you one thing that I just told her. It is not your fault. You take on burdens. And some of the burdens you take on, they belong to God. You got to remember, you can't overcompensate and overgive when you're grieving. You're depleted. Take care of her. You trying that shit. Y'all give her a hand.
And then right there, and I think that's gonna be it. And he's gonna be here looking out for us.
Let me hear you say, I am not my emotions.
I am not my emotions.
Your brain is going to release your emotions without your consent. It's a hormone.
Yeah.
But if you don't manage your emotions,
Yeah.
you can hide all you want. But I guarantee you, the people who hide their emotions, the people who hide their thoughts, are going to be operating in some type of extreme. It doesn't matter if you're a workaholic. It's an extreme. And today when I'm teaching you, all extreme comes from broken trust and grief. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Moses, thank you for coming. Listen, I want two things. One, in your experience I feel like for young boys between the ages of 9 and 19, they're still becoming a man. And
Testosterone is still being put around the body.
and they're still, they're a little bit fluid. And it's the bad influences that come in that state of fluidity.
They operate in the primitive part of their brain,
And
animalistic.
Without a man or mentor to pattern.
That's right.
So here's what my question is: as workers with children, what are your suggestions for them? I mean, in point of listening to them. How
Okay.
can we be better at?
Repeat after me. I can't change. Say it loud. I can't change what I don't understand.
What I don't understand.
A lot of times, our young people don't understand why they behave the way they do. And until we can help them see the underlying factors of why they're so animalistic, why they're so impressionist. I mean, they can come in contact with you and model you, but then go out into the world and model the world. And I'm gonna let you know this. What you have to do is pinpoint what's broken in that person. And if you can help them see that they're broken, you can be the instrument of God and begin to plant the seeds so healing can take place. So, as a care provider, you're gonna have to keep operating in self-care. You gotta get your rest. You gotta be on your proper diet, because helping a lot of people can sometimes deplete you from your own energy. So you remain balanced and pinpoint, or help the young person pinpoint where they're broken at. Because everybody got broken places. So if you pinpoint the broken places, guide them to how they can be healed. Does that make sense? Okay. Are you guys okay?
No.
Who is saying?
We got one more over there.
She been waiting for a while too.
Okay, well, Mama over here need. All right, let's ask a quick question.
About mine, 7 years old, granddaughter, and
She
she's
been
just
waiting a long time. Go sit down.
been lying so
Go
much
knock.
recently.
What is the
She
brokenness?
gonna knock you out, Vernon.
Single parent,
See? So what's happening is, once a child begins to walk in a behavior, you gotta ask the child, who been teaching you that lie?
Yeah.
See, when a child starts lying, maybe because people been lying to that child. Somebody lying to that baby.
Yeah.
And not you, but just think about it. How does she see the truth? If my mom and dad love me, why they not in my life? So a lot of times when we see the manifestations of our child behaving, it's pointing to some underlying issue. And sometimes we look at the symptoms and not the underlying issue. That child is displaying lies, and somebody has lied to that child. It could be a mama or a daddy, or it could be a sister. So the underlying issue, that child is experiencing false intimacy. And that's why the child is reflecting it. A lot of times we reflect the memories of pain, and we don't even know we're doing it. Check our memories.
Last one.
Before the last one, lady said, I am not my emotions. I am not my thoughts.
Not my thoughts.
I control my mind. My mind does not control me.
Will you be here afterwards for a little bit?
Yes,
Okay.
with cards.
Gotcha.
First, I just want to thank you for this summit. It's really just made me think as a parent, I'm releasing a lot of cortisone, cortisol, just listening to everything, and I'm just saying.
Do you hear what she said? She said, I'm listening, but this is stressful.
I'm getting stressed out. My heart is just beating real fast just listening to all this, because it's making me think I messed up so much with my children, you know, and I have a younger one, and I'm saying, okay, help me get it right with this last one. But my question is, yes, there was a lot of brokenness in the family with my children. Me being a single parent my entire life, the father being incarcerated.
The father has been incarcerated. So if my biological father is gone, how do you think I'm going to listen to some heavenly father that I've never seen before? A lot of times we have to model what we say God is. Before your child can learn about a God nature, they got to see God nature in your human nature. Does that make sense? Keep going.
So I understand, and I had just one son, so I understand, and through all of that, I tried to, make church the foundation. But the father was in their lives at one point, and then the incarceration. So how do I go about just trying to fix it now with my young adult son that's moved on with his life? What
Come
do
here.
I do?
Come
And
here.
I know he's battling.
Come here. Turn around. Everybody say these words. First of all, everybody breathe in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Look at her and give her your energy. Say, it is not your fault.
It is not your fault.
You are not the fixer.
You are not the fixer.
But you can be the healer.
But you can be the healer.
Say it one more time. It is not your fault.
It is not your fault.
Now I need you to say it. It's not my fault. Now stop. This is why it's hard for her. Most people who try to fix, they are broken pieces themselves. She's trying to fix something when she's broken. It's hard for her to admit that she went wrong. But it's okay. It's okay. You're not supposed to be a superhero. We human. I need you. And how your healing starts with your child, it got to first start with you, honey. Now say it. It's not my fault. I forgive myself. No, you saying it 10. He's not my fault. And you know you got a loud mouth. I need you to speak up. No, you're still too cute. Look at me. Here we go. Guess what? Your heart hurts. But thank God you can feel your heart. Now some people can't even feel anymore. Now say it. It is not my fault.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
God forgives me.
God forgives.
So I'm going to forgive myself.
So I'm going to forgive myself.
I'm going to take another step. Now take a step into being who I am.
Being who I am.
It is not my fault.
It is not my fault.
I will stop grieving.
I stop
I gotta heal myself
I have to heal myself.
so I can heal my loved ones.
So I heal my loved ones.
Healing starts with you. We have to heal ourselves. Now say these words. I am not my emotions. I am not my pain. I am not my choices. God made me in His image. So today, I decree and declare that I control my brain. My brain does not control me. Now for 1 minute, I won't say everybody stand up. We're going to release dunamis. It's energy. It's energy because it's the other broken people in this room.
Amen.
But you broken in silence because you don't want to admit it. But it is okay to be broken.
Yes.
For 30 seconds, this is what I want you to do. As you talk to God, I want you to tell God about 15 things you love about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm smart. I'm one of a kind. I'm chosen. I'm anointed. I am not my past. I am not the people who hurt me. I am a child of, I want you to speak to yourself. Because if we're going to fix this, heal it, we got to become the models that they will run to. The mirror that you are displaying, is it distorted? A child is the temperature of the home.
Yeah.
And my thing to you today, you gotta breathe better. For 30 seconds, let's do self-healing. And I want you to say it loud, like you're out of your mind. Tell yourself some good things about yourself. Act like you're talking to God and tell Him what He made. Ready? And don't be timid, because you gotta go. Ready? Go! I love you. I'm one of a kind. I am made in your image. I am not this grief. I am not my pain. I am not who they say I am. I am not the man who raped me. I am not this dysfunction. My child will not continue to operate in the primitive parts of their brain. I am chosen. I am one of a kind.